questions with triangles. Now, doesn't matter what question is about, what I'm going to show you is going to solve every question with triangle you're going to face. Now, in your tables, in your maths tables, you have page 16. And on that page 16, you have all the information. That's your page 16. And here I have a screenshot from that page 16. So what do we do? That page 16, as you can see in your tables, is divided into two different sections, the top one and the bottom one. Now, how do they differ? Well, the bottom section has what? A right angle triangle, and the top one does not have the right angle triangle. So the first question we ask ourselves when we are facing a triangle in a question, we are saying, is it a right angle triangle or not a right angle triangle? So that's the first choice we have to make. If it is the right angle triangle, as you can see here, we have two options. The bottom part is a Pythagoras theorem, and the next three are trigonometric ratios. So we have two options here, Pythagoras theorem and trigonometric ratios. Let's first talk about the right angle, and then we will talk about not a right angle triangle. Right angle triangle, that is covered in the junior cert part. So if you're doing junior cert, this is the part that you need to know. This is the part you're going to use. And then in the senior cycle, so in your 5th and 6th year, you will be introduced to the second part, which is not a right angle triangle. If you consider all the triangles, doesn't matter what kind of a triangle, there is only two elements in each of them. You have the sides of the triangle, so the lengths of them, and then the next thing you have are the angle inside. Just two things really. And that's the way we're going to look at all those formulas here. So, Pythagoras theorem. What does it have? It has C, it has A, and it has B. So what is C, A, and B? Each of them represent a length of a side. So we're just going to put for ourselves side, side, side. That is the three elements in your Pythagoras theorem. Then we have trigonometric ratio. Now I know that we have three different formulas. However, if we look at them again, breaking it down between angle and side, what do we notice? We have capital A in each one of them. So what is that? The capital A stands for an angle. So we have a size of our angle. So angle is included. And then depending the formula, we have either AC, BC, or AB. Well, what are they again? The small letter stands for the side. So each of them include two sides. So that's our right angle triangle. Now, what about not a right angle triangle? Here we have two formulas. I know that we have three of them here. However, we consider only two. So we have the cosine rule and we have the sine rule. So we have the cosine rule and the sine rule. And again, looking at the formulas, breaking them down. So cosine rule, what does the cosine rule has? Well, it has capital A. And again, we look at the picture here, capital A stands for an angle. So we have angle included. And then we have A, B, C, and again BC. What are the small letters? They are the sides. So we have three sides of a triangle. When it comes to the sine rule, I know that there are three fractions. However, we use only two when we are solving a question. So actually any two, any pair of those two. So if we are consider just a pair of them, what do we have? We have capital A and capital B. Capital A, capital B, stand for what? For an angle. So we have two angles included. And then we have small a and small b, and again small a and small b stand for sides. So we have broken down all our formulas. So now we know, depending on what information do we have in the question. First question we ask ourselves, is it the right angle or not the right angle? And then the next part, once we identify that, then we're saying, okay, what is it that we are looking for? Because remember, our formula need to have a part that we are looking for. For example, if I'm looking for an angle, Pythagoras is not going to help me because it does not include angle in its formula. So we start always with marking. Let's say we know it is a right angle triangle, and we are saying, okay, what do we need to find? We need to find a side. So our formula definitely need to include a side. And then the next thing we do, we mark the information that are given to us. So let's say maybe we have a measurement of a side, and let's say maybe we have an angle. So therefore, that way we can see that if we are looking for a side, we have a side and we have an angle. Therefore, we know it is one of the trigonometric ratios that we're going to use to solve the question. So the next thing that we have to consider, once we know which formula we are using, we have to now consider, well, okay, but what is the next thing we are doing? So we have to take our triangle. So let's say, just to illustrate to you how do we use, let's say there is a triangle in our question, and it is a right angle triangle, and they are saying we have to find a side. We have this side, let's say it's 7 centimeters, and they are saying that, well, you have this angle and that is 35 degrees. So the next thing that we need to do, well, we need to know which one of the trigonometric ratios to choose. So how do we do that? Well, we need to put letters from this triangle into our own triangle. How do we do that? We always start first with an angle given. So if this is the angle given, therefore that is going to be our capital A, as it is here. Now we have to know which side is A, B, and C. So a side that is opposite our angle A is small a. So in our case, the side that is opposite this angle is this one here. So that is going to be A. The next thing is the side that is opposite the right angle, and that's C. So this is our right angle here. The side opposite is this one. So that means that's going to be C. So my elements that I need to have in formula is capital A, small a, and small c. Then I look at my formulas and I'm saying, well, which of them have that elements? And I can see that this is a sine formula. So I know that in this question, I'm going to use the sine formula. So the next thing that I have to do is to put numbers in place of letters. So sine of what? A is what? 35 in our case, and that will equal what? Small a is what I'm looking for. So we can leave that as A. And then what? C, and C is 7. And there it is. We have now a equation with one unknown and we can solve it. Right, so let's say, what about if it is not a right angle triangle? So let's say that we have some sort of a triangle and we have a side, let's see, 38, 27 angle, and let's say, if that's 38, so let's say that one we're going to give 20. Now, So again, this is the side we are looking for. We know we don't have any information. It's not a right angle triangle. We need to find the side. So the first thing we mark, well, we need to have a side in our formula. Then we have what? We have an angle, we tick, we tick. Then we have a side, we tick, we tick. And then we have another side, here we tick. And we can see that the cosine rule is the one that has all the elements. So again, as with the right angle triangle, now we have to put these letters into our own triangle. Again, we start with a reference angle given to us. Since that is our angle, so that's going to be our capital A. Now you can see that the side opposite is going to be a small a. So the side that is opposite that angle is 20, that's going to be a small a. Now when it comes to the sine rule, we are left with B and C. Now they are the two sides that create my angle A. For the sine rule, it doesn't matter which one is B and C. Why? Because here they are added, here they are multiplied. So even if it is 5 plus 6 or 6 plus 5, it will make no difference. Or the same 5 multiplied by 6 or 6 multiplied by 5, it will make no difference. So we can just say that that will be my B, that's going to be my C. So again, in the next part, I just have to put the numbers in place of the letters. So my A is what? 20. So that will be 20 to the power of 2 equal. My B is what? 38. So it will be 38 to the power of 2 plus my C is the one I'm looking for. So we can leave it with C minus 2 multiplied by what? B. B again is 38. I'm just going to write it, multiply here, and then multiply by C. C is the one I'm looking for, so it will remain C, and then multiply by the cos of A, and my angle A is 27. So again, I have an equation with only one unknown, my C, and here, and I can solve it. So that's the way we use that, and the same would be for the sine rule. Now this formula here, just to mention, that is a formula for the area of triangle, and that's not the formula that we use here for solving any question with triangle. Now how do we apply that? Please check the next video. The next video will be showing two examples from actually Living Cert, and you can see how do we apply that knowledge to the actual question.